All right, it's only 28 minutes past 10 o'clock. Welcome to GN Radio. We live on www.gnradiouk.com and also live on Facebook, GN Radio UK, as well as YouTube, GN Radio UK. Today be Monday, the 17th of January 2023. It's legal hour with Abinelle Solicitors. Well, Amy Denter on the other side. Sorry for the delay or the late start for the show today. Officially, we're starting exactly 10:30. We are a minute away from the start. But it's supposed to be
first ever all Google phone with Google Tensor, the first Google chip.
It's supposed to be 10 o'clock sharp to 11 o'clock. So definitely, as we are behind time for half an hour, we shall definitely make our time with Sister Amy on the other side. So without much ado, let's welcome my lawyer for this morning legal hour right here on GN Radio. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Jay, how are you?
I'm
by God's grace. By God's grace, doing very well.
Good. I hope everything's all set for us.
Yes, we.
Good. I can see your Burberry dress is looking good. Don't mind me. I'm always like that. So once again, we start another brand new day, brand new week, and it's happened to be Monday, the 17th of January 2022. We have here Amy Denter from Abinelle Solicitors. So, Amy, before we start the question, have we got any update from the Home Office? Anything at all? Any update?
I think a very important update is in regards to the EU extended family members, the extended family members who previously, maybe you had an appeal, an extended family member, you had an appeal allowed, which means that the court, gave you a positive decision. And unfortunately, because of the 30th of June 2021 deadline, you didn't get the opportunity to come to the UK. They sent you an email saying, because the deadline has passed before the endorsement, they're not able to help in any way, and they are not going to endorse your passport. Now the Home Office have now come out with guidance for a temporary concession, that will allow extended family members who have sort of pending cases waiting for their passports to be endorsed because they've been let down. They're giving a temporary concession, allowing those visas to be endorsed in these extended family members, their passports. So that is a salient and very important update that I would like to introduce or leave with the listeners.
Okay. All right. Well noted. So that's the only update that we've got so far this month.
Yes.
Do you foresee any more coming?
I foresee a lot of changes this year. We're waiting for the statement of changes that I'm sure will be released as the year goes on. They keep changing the law with immigration. The law is always changing, and we will definitely bring you all the necessary updates to make sure you are informed.
Okay. So you bring the necessary changes.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. All right. On that note, let's look at this one. Are you ready for our first question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Before I start reading them, let me remind you that you tune into GN Radio. We are live on TUNEIN. We are also live on Radio Garden. We are also live on our mobile app, which is available to download on Google Play App Store. It's free. Get it on your tablet, iPad, as well as your smartphone, and you can also join in this show. You can also bring your issues, concerns, anything, any question, send it to us on by text or WhatsApp on 0778 793 9958. That's 0778793 9958. Alternative, you can give us a call on 0203 735 8820. 0203 735 8820. So that's the contact number. You can call us live here, and Sister Amy will be happy to answer all your questions, your issues, everything that you want to ask. Just give us the call, and then we'll be happy to answer you. All right. So, alternatively, those of us on Facebook, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. And you've also got any issues there, just give us a write on our wall, and I will be reading them for you. Just write on our wall, and everything will be read for you. Okay. So Nana Ajima, thank you very much. You are always a good class prophet, sharing. And if you do come on Facebook, do share for us. Don't forget, we are also live on YouTube as well. We are live on YouTube, GN Radio UK. Facebook, the same name, GN Radio UK. So we are live on all the social media platforms. So on that note, we'll be taking let me check the phone, everything's okay. And test line 2 is okay. So we are good to go. Let me pick my first question here for Sister Amy to give us an answer, and then we are good to go. Good morning, lawyer. Please, I would like to ask if I need approval from my child's father before going on a 3-week vacation with my 3-year-old child. The reason is I've had a DV case in the past, and he no longer asks or takes care of her. Social workers were involved, but have closed the case now. I'm a little bit scared he might fire that I have abducted with the child if we go on that 3 weeks vacation. So please, what do I need to do now?
All right. So, darling Jay, it really depends. There may be a court order in place, that a child arrangements order, or a specific issue order setting out what should happen, in the event that a child should be taken out of the UK. Okay, so then that one will cover it. Whatever the court order says, you have to abide by it. But if there's no court order specifically giving you the order, then it is essential that you get consent from the father, because even sometimes when you're traveling outside the shores of the UK, the immigration officers can ask you whether the father knows anything about the children or the child traveling. And once you have consent in the form of a letter, with his ID attached to it and his contact details, it's very helpful. So I would always say you should, if you don't have a court order, you should seek the necessary consent first.
If you have court order, you should seek the necessary consent first. All right. And this one also says, I'm married to an EU national and had a 5 years. I have tried to file papers for my 2 cases in Ghana, but on all occasions they have refused their visa. What can be done?
Married to for 5 years.
Okay, let me take it down again. Oh, is that phone coming from your end, Amy? Never mind. Yeah. It says, good morning. I'm married to an EU national and had a 5 years. 5 years? Yes. Okay, probably, obviously, maybe documents. I have tried to file papers for my 2 cases in Ghana, but on all occasions, they have refused their visa. What can be done? Probably something's not done right.
Something is missing somewhere in the puzzle. Something like this, darling Jane, we need to have a look at the refusal decisions before we are able to assess the case, and then also speak to the client to assess the merits in the case at present. So it's very important we see the refusal decisions. I hope maybe the listener in question can give us a call after the program and then send to us the refusal decisions so that we can have a look and see how we can be of help to him. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are listening right now, it's entirely up to you. Do give them a call, and then your question will be answered accordingly. Okay. So, Amy, you got lots of questions here today. Amazing. You got a lot of questions. So, good morning. Please, I apply for EU ESFP for my dependent, but Home Office refused and claim they are not certain my dependent lives at a place I've rented for them in Ghana, and they want him to prove his financial circumstances. Is it legal? Should I appeal or make a fresh application? And what are my chances at the court?
So if I can understand that right, he's made an application and they want him to prove his, what do they want him to prove, darling Jay? Can you kindly repeat that for me again, please?
Okay. It says, I have applied for EU ESFP.
Yes.
EU ESFP for my dependent, but Home Office refused and claimed they are not certain my dependent lives at the place I've rented for them in Ghana, and they want him to prove his financial circumstances. Is it legal? Should I appeal or make a fresh application? And what are my chances at the court?
Okay, thank you so much. Your chances would just depend on the evidence at hand. Now, dependency under EU SS and even under the old EU regulations is to do with being financially dependent on the EU sponsor. Not only financially dependent, but also dependent for all their essential needs. Okay, so financially, you can prove it through money transfers. You can also prove it through evidence of accommodation.
Okay.
I apologize. So,
it's okay.
If they are asking him to prove accommodation, for example, they're asking him to prove accommodation or proof that the dependent is living there, you need to prove, like, for example, you can't just provide a tenancy agreement. It has to show that the sponsor is the one who has made the financial provision for the applicant, the dependent applicant's accommodation. So you would not only need the tenancy agreement, but you would need proof that the payment has been made to the landlord. For example, So the sponsor will send money from, let's say, the UK to the person abroad, and there's proof there that it's for the purposes of accommodation, because in the description of the transfer, it should say for accommodation, for example. So it has to be a little bit more detailed. It can't be just general, just a tenancy agreement or a letter from the landlord explaining that, yes, indeed, you've rented the place. That is not enough. You need to go that extra mile to get receipts, proof of money transfer to the landlord, to prove the actual dependency on the EU sponsor.
Okay. All right, this one is a Ghana question, or a question from Ghana. It says, I live in Kumasi in Ghana. I got married to my husband on 30th of June 2019. My husband is German national and has settled status in the UK. We have been told we ought to have applied before 30th of June 2021. Can I join my husband in the UK?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. Well, of course, in this case, their relationship started before the 31st of December 2020. And therefore, it means that because of that relationship started before then, they can apply as a spouse to join the EU national in the United Kingdom, providing they can prove that they are indeed the spouse of the EU national through a marriage certificate, for example.
Yeah. Is it done?
Yes.
Okay. And this one says, I'm married to a British national. I'm sorry. Also, yeah, I'm a British national. Sorry, I'm a British national, and I traveled with my child to US of A. On my return, the immigration was queried with my child to the US of A. On my return, I was questioned by the immigration, why is my son bearing a different surname?
Okay.
So they needed, I was hurt because I didn't have her birth certificate with me, but my son also hold a British passport, but I was queried. Is there any legality for this query?
Well, I think, with the immigration officers there, sometimes they just want to play it safe. With things like child abduction and so on and so forth, they want to be extra careful and safe in respect to a minor. So I would also say, if your child does not bear the same surname as you, when you are traveling, if it's possible, if you can travel with at least a copy or an electronic copy of the child's birth certificate, so that in any case, you are not stopped by immigration and, your time is not wasted. Because once the surname is different, that is where they would start to question if indeed you are actually related to the child.
Even holding the British passport?
Even holding the British passport, because child abduction can happen with British children, with Ghanaian children, with American children. So they are just being extra.
Okay. So there's a legality there?
Definitely. You definitely will need to travel with a copy of birth certificate so that each time you are asked, you can prove that you are biologically linked to the child.
Okay. Thank you very much. And this one says, my mother and stepfather currently live in London. My stepfather is an Italian national. My mother got married in 2015, and I've had a strong relationship with my stepfather since then. I'm 19 years of age and have just finished my SHS education. I now wish to join my mother and stepfather in the UK. Please advise. A 19-year-old boy, So did he get that, or should I take it again?
Let's take the question again, please.
Okay, let me take it again. I say, my mother and stepfather currently live in London. That's the first sentence. My father is that's the stepfather. My stepfather is an Italian national. My mother got married in 2015, and I have had a strong relationship with my stepfather since then. I'm 19 years of age and have just finished my SHS education. I now wish to join my mother and stepfather in the United Kingdom. Please advise. I can hardly hear you, Amy.
Yes,
Yeah.
There's a very strong possibility that he would, of course, be able, or not even strong possibility, he's going to be able to apply because he's related to the EU national by way of marriage. Mm-hmm. He's the stepchild. Now, usually people will always say, oh, if you are bringing your child, it means that you have to provide money transfer receipts as proof of dependency. In this case, the child is 19. Mm-hmm. So there's no need at all to provide any money transfer receipts. All that needs to be established is the biological link between the child who is 19 and the mother who is living in the UK as a family member of the EU national. So that is all that has to be provided, and also a marriage certificate to show indeed the mother is married to the EU national. So if you are able to establish these things, the child will be able to come to the UK without a problem at all.
Okay. And this one says, it says, I've had 2.5 years renewal, taking 8 months to get a response. Is there any reason why you could tell me?
Wow.
And I said, and you don't know your immigration officer, no.
But there's a solution to it. Okay, usually they don't have a set time, but usually like the average time, you'd say sort of averagely, they take around 6 months. However,
for just a renewal.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So averagely they take 6 months thereabouts to ensure that everything is done and processed properly. However, sometimes it can take longer. What you can do if it's delaying and you need it urgently, then what you can do is you can send a letter, an update letter to the Home Office and to the caseworker just to find out where they have reached with the application at present. So that is a way to go about it. Find out, an update, because it could be that when you send an update letter, what happens is the caseworker will receive it, and if there's any other sort of documentation that they may need, if there's any reason for the delay, they will let you know. So it's very essential that you send an update letter to find out what's going on with the application. But darling Jay, one more thing with this is, at the moment, because of the coronavirus, sometimes the caseworker may take a little bit longer. Okay. Because as we all know, people, can catch the coronavirus, they can contract it, and it means that they would have to isolate. So it's very important that we are aware of that as well, that it could be because of the virus. It's also taken its course and taken time as well. Okay. But find out through an update letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one says, I have been in a relationship with my partner for the past 4 years. We met in December 2018 while she was in Ghana for the Christmas holidays. Our relationship officially started on the 1st of January 2019. My partner, Amma, is a Belgian national who has pre-settled status. Amma travels to Ghana early to visit me. We communicate via WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook on a regular basis. Amma is still in full-time education, and therefore we are not quite ready to get married yet. Is there any application that can be made to ensure I'm able to join Amma in the UK? And secondly, does Amma does not have indefinite leave to remain. Would this affect my chances of securing a visa? Let me check your feed. I can hardly hear you.
There's a way around this question too. I don't know if you'd want me to answer in tree. I can do so.
Yeah, tree back my.
All right. Inti me kind of tree more. Asem way there. A coin or hopper. If you are not ready, so don't worry. Who EU national? I'll take from her. Say no ye juma kama. Our pre-settled status. Unso Ghana. Unso per se. If you are a coin bebem now unso what me be joining the partner assume dream a coin that home. And no, you'd have to look at something called a durable partnership, okay, or durable relationship under the EU ESFP. No, what they look at, what the Home Office are looking out for, and the Embrano kind of say, person say, who new partner no, mashada at least for 2 years. And being the fact that munte proba kusono Edding so be prove in such a case, no, the only way to prove that is one through communication. Said you see mukasa sit here. Is it regular? Debiana mukasa and one said, ultimately no cow application. Apart from that, no trips are omuye eco Ghana, Esa Baba, the EU national American Assembly. So what travel to Ghana on several occasions are travel itinerary, this stamps, I have passport, I say printing in ya, come on, I will be a cow application to prove that the application, the relationship is a durable one. Apart from that, no, so Yaman Kitty, ever done chain and say, it be a money transfer receipts are wired Ediamano over the period of years. More relationship. And then also very importantly, more worry. However, no, more family, no more friends, no. Because of the relationship, no, it could be said they are very much aware, say, you are in love. So more letters of occasions are more in together as a couple, and the monim efa relationship. Or they come on my case, no yeah. And then lastly, photographs. And your photo are motifying pet, and as a moon near pet, but more people, more sorry, more mosque, more dance, disco, more parties, ni beach, ni all these other activities. No, what to travel pictures, ninya, na odi account, one man description for fair. Into darling J, it's not through marriage, and ya warrior pet, na yede back from her. Ubetimi and your partner, our unity as soon dream one, Upesa oba, ebi upesa studying answer, Pesa more worry giddy, Upesa studying answer, our no ayading, abemu, indeed, there's a chance there. There's always a very good chance there.
There's always a good chance there. Well, if you just join in, we've been talking to Amy Denter from Abinelle Solicitors. Abinelle Solicitors can be found at number 14 Clipper Road, Stratford, E152 RJ. Their contact number is 0203 759 3309. That's 0203 759 3309. Alternative, you can reach them on 078 24705 353. That's their contact numbers. Abinelle Solicitors. All right. So if you have any issues, any consent, you can also send them an email via info@abinellesolicitors.co.uk. We got 5 minutes before 11 o'clock, and you tune into GN Radio UK. We are live on www.gnradiouk.com. We are also live on Radio Garden, TUNEIN apps on your mobile phones, as well as GN Radio mobile app. Okay. We also live currently on YouTube and Facebook, GN Radio UK. All right. So if you're on Facebook, do share the feed for us. Share it to reach out so many people so that we can all benefit together. This one says, alternative, if you want to call us too, or if you want to send us a message via text message or WhatsApp, is the same number, 0778 793 9958. 0778 793 5598. You can call us on 0203 735 8820. Before I go to my next question, Amy, I think you got somebody on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Darren.
Oh, you know to say?
Adumia,
Yamukre, Mukakra, and yet Nanso. Adiachi, I home the NHS say, Yabaka say,
from a fish apostle.
I feel committee.
You say, lawyers, or boy and power, boy, was say, be a woman who to make a cheese or my follow nature.
No, you want
or started by him to follow.
Or the tree,
I follow the pa, since or buying me follow the pa.
Oh, okay, nice one. Miami, so, but oh, yeah, okay, what the tree.
Oh, let me that's it. You're in shower.
You're my question.
My question, me, no be my Madame Fubako. I'm Pacho. Question is, also about Kurumihanum as a tourist visa. Tourist visa no, also about no, Pacho, no, be some say. By application, me, no man farmer. Anyway, no, like, I'm refusing to say. I have wrong expenditures. Na also sika ben pa na obetum da hye me say ABC bisan say sika se na wa best spenia or the best show no because oba no obukini ticket ni na hotel reservation or check in bibia sika wo ma na juma we register no bibia ye intact one cage man ho asem or say o ma ye no wrong expenditure no bisa say sika saying or because I said that sika when I come to me almost what about pounds ma almost 5,000 6,000 pounds once on account to more Ghana. Okay, so baby you so about pounds ma fan say 2,000 pounds. So baby you so no mo say ni we no year no ni month sika na ye no say a month month or for 8,000 pounds. 8,000 pounds a month or pounds more or the Bahama. No more say, no more say, no hotel, no booking, no Sika, what did you know? So more criteria, 8 times a month is can for example, or best spending for just 3 days, no. So more criteria, just 3 months pay. No, what they didn't know, a month charge here. Also, yeah, second one also no. Okay, so almost a 2 times, and no, what they did, you know, second or show one, no, 2 times any salary, no, into no, be say, into discussing power or between dash one ma, a bit to my like minimum wages, amana, or between the bar, obey, because and one or more jams or more refuse, no. I don't know about the
financial circumstances. Nobody did not refuse visa, no. Which they will do that quite a lot. Okay. Into another first question. My second question.
Second question is say, or say neba no or ba. Beginning there one fan can. As I say no, or be so the ban account. But my minute and my many best set no. More year dev set no or more year no. Manfa adepoti a kuma me na mfa nche debt set no so you obetum da aka ho ana say bia enkofa samemba.
Okay,
no question, 2 questions.
Thank you. Claire, Amy.
Yes. Okay. In respect to visitors visa, tourist visa application, well, with that one, Nadia, the way you tackle it, let's say, because they want to see your maintenance. You share appendix V, person who finances, new maintenance, baby. Into what I normally do, let's say, we have something we call income and expenditure statement. Okay, they own every month. Who they are to Now, dear, every month, wo expenses are be free, will pay more, and I say, will income, abano, and also ninya wa listing. Now, one minus expenses no from the income. For example, so I say £1,000 equivalent every month. Now, or for example, the expenses no £400 a month. Him said there would be a surplus, a cut £600, a cut ebia or as savings, for example. You have to show the caseworker said, this is your income and these are your expenses. And this it's helpful that way. It's helpful that way. Into what I would say to that person, I will apply twice. So the buyer now you share the 2 refusal decisions now. You better address it refusal decisions not accordingly. Now you share the income and expenditure. You better income and expenditure statement. Apart from doing the income and expenditure, I saw the proof of that income. It is a self-employment act. And so provided all the self-employment documents, VAT registration, company registration certificate, and so provided everything. Invoices, so your employer, and so provided pay slips, contract of employment, and a letter from employment. These are some of the things these are small things, but that income and expenditure statement can save the whole application on its own. I think so. On to me fraying, na yenshamu mano. Apart from that, we did wake a crab added so. Not over other bits of money apart from the income I own every month. No, that is in one bank account. So not our treasury bills or Ghana. So no our savings account with a high street bank in Ghana. And so this money it's not part of the income. But it is an asset because it's cash at bank. Now they tell say Saskai na me wo and me paying pay and me bank account pay na me receiving me pay through mo. Me was savings every month me dey cut to sa account ma and no cry me dey tell mo ka ho a be tell say me who aye him me was scar me dey back room ha. So that is one way of tackling it. But I please sound pa kono mo frame na yam buano. We know exactly how to pull the strings, and then we take it from there.
Okay. Second question. Me remando. Or say, or ba na ko person de ko ba ne ka ho. Ba first one wanye ba this person de ka ho, but oba no mame efrim na the death certificate no almost instate the cause of death on the death certificate to a person who said. Would that be a problem?
Okay. All right. Yes, it could be problematic because the death certificate, it has to be done properly. So there's no cause of death. Entry clearance officer, how comes there's no cause of death? Why is it empty? Why is it blank? So if that can be, it can be amended. Birth and death, not amended Sadiana and birth. Now, the letter account say it's been amended to reflect the cause of death. Say in circumstances that to me amended cry. For example, the medical autopsy, into the death certificate no it's empty. But with the autopsy, the cause of death, but also now they are coming. Now the court I say, indeed, this is the reason I only chrono free. So that is also there too. I hope that answers.
It's more likely to be a problem.
It could be a problem, yes.
Okay.
If you don't accompany any other documents to prove what the cause of death was.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. My main far back in free YouTube question back. I say I came to UK as student dependent visa, but I cannot see my partner. So ask lawyer for me. What should I do?
Wow. You cannot see your partner. Because your partner or your students and no the dependency application. Oh, it is so nihoa. It's almost like a tree without branches. It becomes very difficult to obey application. However, if you are now depending on the duration of the visa, if you are not able to me as switch it, it really depends. I think they should give us a call and let us find out what we can do to be of help.
Okay. All right, Amy, it's 7:11. I hope, sir, you don't mind say your day time na kakra be good so say to make up the lost time. Is that okay? How there? Okay, thank you. Ni obe kind of enokre. I was say bibisa. Nice one. I've got another question for you. So keep the questions coming. It's encouraging. I like it. I'll say I was recently granted pre-settled status on the basis of my wife who has settled status in the UK. My wife is a Netherlands national and we got married on the 28th June 2019. I'm a Ghanaian national and I'm employed with a security firm in London. Unfortunately, I was involved in a serious car accident which occurred on the 25th of April 2021 after a night of partying and drinking. I've recently been sentenced to 18 months imprisonment for driving whilst under the influence of alcohol and will be serving my term at Besham Prison. I'm worried about my immigration status. I'm a first-time offender and otherwise a law-abiding individual. I've been approached by a fellow inmate and was told that the Home Office will want to remove me from the UK after my prison sentence. How true is this, please? Advice, as I am worried.
Okay, all right. That's a very good question. Before no, what EU regulations, almost criminal offenses in a different way. Now, almost the proportionality, whether it has any impact on the public interest, public health, public security. Now, it was a little bit more lenient. I wouldn't say lenient, but there are so many considerations. I would answer to me obi every UK. Now, Appendix EU under the immigration rules, no, almost be a friend of suitability. Anna, so grounds for refusal, suitability. I said, what committed criminal offense? That is more than 12 months. You've got a sentence for more than 12 months. What is said there is you could be subject to removal because in this case, no, or more than a sentence of 18 months. Therefore, the person could be subject to removal. The inmate no because in that case, no, of course, he's a first-time offender. Say yes, submissions, a home officer, the whole situation. The drink driving is not a regular occurrence. Why once, or don't say why once. I am 18 months. No, you bet me something about the character, because so what committee offense once then or you're law-abiding individual, and you'll be a debiana chrono that any so baby. Until we can, make the necessary submissions. Say we are worried. Ebi cry one come but ebi cry now or her, or a right to a family life for her. Until these are the submissions that we will put forward to the Home Office. But his question is, could he be removed? The answer to that is yes, as I said, because offense is for more than 12 months, and therefore he could be liable to be removed from the UK. Some people I say friend now ways and strategy you bet me they are winning the case number.
Okay. My main son call online. I mean, for back so in free YouTube. I'm happy. Say I try to satisfy everyone. Facebook and I mean yeah, Facebook question be Facebook to my dana. Munfa bimra and telephone line or back repair number and ni nyina so agina test line is so good. We see my sister came to UK with student visa, but due to some reasons she was not able to school. Please ask lawyer for me, what should she do to legalize her stay in the UK? We can make me answer. So I'm going to school no visa.
The reason the reason you were given the visa is to come and attend your school, your specified school or college or university.
That's right.
If that reason is no longer there, the likelihood say the institution no be free home office I can't almost say be school cancel student visa because it's not viable anymore. It's very, very high. Well, with situations like this, the visa can be cancelled at any time because there's no they don't attend.
Does the school has a right to phone the home office and tell them?
They have every right. Okay. They have every right. Okay. Because it's because of their institution. Service. In fact, they even check the number of times you attend lectures.
Lectures, okay.
They check it. The number of times you attend seminars. So who say, boom rano, not on my friend home office. I draw on my attention, say, hey, David, I'll will say best school, but and say on to me involving more academically into your back cancel BDI. What I can say is say, if the student visa has not been cancelled just as yet into Abia or school, but afena or ban say on to me and copy. What I advise is say uncle. That is my advice. Try as much as possible to go to school because that is the reason will buy. But what I can also say is if there are other reasons, one, something like awarie, for example, one who British national, one who be or indefinite leave to remain, who don't need pakrono, who come I fake crown in it, fear back. Now, to me, as switch here, there's always that chance because you have lawful residence already and you can switch from being a student to a spouse. However, that is all dependent on whether, say, visa no, or one cancel, and now I'm cancel it. Internet me say, so what does so visa no? But more dear, na shada co school na, or to me who says school no, UK no, phone no, on a weekly or monthly or whatever it is basis. Now say in the future no, you want to switch now to me. Okay.
That's
my advice.
All right. 15 minutes past 11 o'clock. You're still tuning to GN Radio Liga Hour, extended version for today because we were late to start. And that's why we still extended it. For the next 15 minutes, we'll be done. And we say bye-bye and pave way for lawyer Amy Denter to continue with her good work that she's doing in the office. This one says, question with the mentias you. Also, please, if you are a British passport holder, how will you know if your passport is still valid for travel to Europe or travel in general? Is there any way to check for the validity of your passport?
It says validity.
That's a question with them. Thomas. So are you not sure of your British passport?
Yes.
If we may ask. But also the British passport, she wanted to know, or the person wanted to know how the passport is valid for travel to Europe or travel in general.
Right. providing, say, you have an in time, a valid passport, and meaning, say, it's not expired, you know, and you have more than 6 months left until the passport has expired, then you can travel to Europe. You don't have a problem, unless your nationality, for example, has been revoked. You've been sent a letter from the Home Office that indicates that it's been revoked. But in the absence of that, you know, once I want a valid passport, which means say a young woman, to me, continent, so you don't have a problem. But you have to have enough time. It has to be an in time, a valid passport. So when you say, well, 1 month left, now person will call Europe 4 weeks in back. You have to have it by at least 6 months, at least.
Okay, at least 6 months. And maybe a person who say see, I know with the EU, UK coming out of the EU, maybe I'll travel call EU a visa or something like that.
Yes. Okay. With the other European countries, you know, at the moment, of course, we're not part of the EU. You would not need to get a visa, okay, if you are going for a short stay and you are not going, for example, to work, you are not going to school, then you are able to go for a short period of time and come back into the UK.
Okay.
You know, 3 months, 6 months is fine, but you cannot stay for extensive periods unless you make the necessary application to work, to go to school, that sort of thing, then it's possible.
All right, thank you. And now I've got someone on the line for you. Hello, good morning.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Lawyer
Yeah, Joseph Ohene.
Oh, me person with 1 or 2 questions. Na lawyer me with me. Abwa me wo
Oluntia neti he nti manenko.
Me be on behalf of Minia baby. Opese or withdraw ne EUSS application na umiki as a Zambrano carer because on TV behind opese uchukwan uchinji ejuma na mbe kitani passport. Nina ni say or withdraw na on free EUSS for na say wo link you online, but also on your confidence, you know, also the right to see the analysis, if possible, require the right link. You know.
Okay.
And only one.
Only one question. Yeah, answer me.
Yes,
okay, Amy.
Hello.
Did you catch that? What you say?
Well, online, there is an application to withdraw application. In the EU ESFP application or there's an online application or obetimi affiliate. Or cast or person withdrawal, click this option now, send it BBA, but it means that the application will no longer be considered once it's withdrawn. That is quite simple. It's online.
No, or can say who link be no yet sure say if it's the right link. Is that correct?
It just depends. If you put into Google and you type in Home Office, withdraw Home Office application, one of the first results in the search that will come up is that website to withdraw from the Home Office.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let me go ahead.
Because you crowd bet me a friend now. My sending the link.
The link. Okay.
Withdraw the application.
Oh, okay.
So to be on the safer side, you know, the flyer all news got about the right link, you know, wrong.
Okay.
And the by fire not just walk on now and now trouble.
Yeah, no one. And if I chose second one, no, person who say young fan is true DNA, no, what is that? Abofra Papa Dean when the best said so. Na opese osasisa abofane sorry say name no intino oye ne form MN1 no o see better say odi dipo no ebe ka ho no e di form NN1 nyina akwa na say on twema form MN1 nemran sana ebia wa dipo no nene we use dipo no e di aye passport application eno ye second that.
Okay, Ansana, why registration for na Bofra now or person or British no. Uncle the depot or change of name deed and son or de qua and be very good. Very good. And now it will hopefully reflect, but really, apart from that, no, they can also re-register the birth to amend the birth certificate as well. And don't see application or bet me or be amended no into right from the birth certificate and kasano. The deed poll is there. The birth certificate has also been amended to reflect the child's.
Oh, I see. Re-registering it. The mother no can bring the new surname without doing the deed poll, which is
you do the deed poll, and then also I think so. Person was a dean of the father as well.
Okay.
But so father's name and so on. Yes. To re-registration and so. Ansana why from MN1 no crack or on your re-registration no first before going to an application to the Home Office.
Okay. Yeah, very clear. Very clear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Amy, na mami fa back online. Online for so competitive power. Also, please ask lawyer for me. My sister is a nurse in Ghana, and she wants to come to UK as Papa. What tapa no tapping ye kakra dia mami. Also, please ask a lawyer for me. Please ask lawyer for me. My sister is a nurse in Ghana, and she wants to come to UK as a nurse. Can lawyer help her to get sponsor from UK? AB. Lawyer, yes, a sponsor man will be system.
Okay. Sponsor no. I think so. You reprogram now. Non-free. Now you're man of an agency. Yeah. Bet me a sponsor the nurse.
So.
Yeah.
Sintra. Nti say chesa mumu link amu betumi amu bi anya sponsor for ne career. Okay.
Yeah, me refer clients a umu pe se umu dofu form one so be a Ghana onya kwan by UK if they are a medical practitioner, nurse, a doctor, agency be what into your friend the details no be man.
Okay. All right. On that note, you better find your last question. Now, we wrap it up here. We've got 6 more minutes before we end the show. I see my brother is a Spanish national who lives in the UK and has worked in the UK for 10 years. For 10 years, made an application for me to join him on the 1st of December 2019. Unfortunately, application was refused in February 2020 and was subject to appeal. The appeal took place in March 2021 and the appeal was allowed in May 2021. The Home Office sent me an email to submit my passport for endorsement in May 21. I sent my passport promptly. Unfortunately, on 12th of July 2021, I was sent an email that since the EU specified date on 30th June 2021 and deadline has since lapsed, they could not issue me with an EU ESFP family permit. I want to know if there is anything I can do to get my family permit to join my brother in the UK. That's a hard one.
Yes, I think that was what we discussed as a way of an update. As a way of an update, we discussed the temporary concession at Home Office. Say, my temporary concession. And if I cry, like a cut-off point, can say extended family members, to me endorse visa. No, let's just say internet no. Be point. Say we a sandy penny beer. So contacted Home Office phone. There's a certain department in Liverpool. Usually they actually send emails to those who are not issued with a visa. Almost send it with email. was our email no. They give you information over here. Almost print our email no. Na fa passport. Let's our email no come over and pick. If you are part of those who had an appeal allowed, na among from Mauno, who decide email no call no passport, come on, but it's specifically for extended family members who had appeals allowed or whose, for example, their applications were successful, but they did not get the endorsement within that period. These are the people that they are calling for. Those people, or your extended family member, or one family, 1 year share, 1 year appeal, 1 year BBA, or 1 year fresh application. But say no, Professor Obakroma, it's not for those people. It's for those people who have had that opportunity to, to have the courts allow their appeal, or maybe an application not go through, but all of a sudden, because of the deadline, so if you are in that position, give us a call. You bet me abwao and take you through the steps, step by step, as to what to do to get your visa endorsed.
Okay. Thank you, lawyer Amy. Now, Obi Bisao number, but I've got last question. I'll say Obi Bisao number, mediatoso. Until una ope lawyer number no, mediatoso. My main can woman so you might write it straight away 0203 759 3309. That's 0203 759 3309. Mobile 07824 705 353. And our more address Ankasa A 14 Claypole Road, Stratford E152 RJ as the postcode. Now, lawyer Bibi says, please, as a teacher in Ghana, can I get a sponsor in UK?
There's a possibility because teachers are part of the skilled worker list.
Okay.
They're part of it. So once you get a sponsor in the UK, an agency that can provide or a company that can provide sponsorship, then acquire.
Okay. Right. On that note, we'll bring the curtain down for today's show. Yemreno enya yebe. Lawyer Amy Dante medasa papa. Utumu emre. Me na me ma lateness nearby. I say me a year quick appointment before coming. Now you're very important. And you will be here 30 minutes. I will make up the time actually. Inti medasa say woti ase ema ya extended time no. Inti nyame aduma same time next week we are here. Inti so be abeka. Other than that, we bring the curtain down.
Same time, thanking all the listeners and wishing you a happy new year. And next week, we have some very, very interesting topics that we are going to cover.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody stays tuned and we will meet again next week by God's grace.
All right. Thank you very much, Layemi. Yabaka Sechri. Why? So have a nice day. Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye. Okay, we'll bring the curtain down for Legal Hour on Monday, 17th of January 2022, right here on GN Radio. My name is Darling J, your host.